My title is too long.
Approaching
Oh,
Stargate.
whatever. Fine, just cancel. And like, I can't believe you didn't go public today. That's so annoying. Fucking so annoying. Why aren't we public? Well, whatever. Play. Too good. At least it didn't blast us. I'm okay with it as long as you don't blast me. Yay, new content. Optimizing, huh?
Autopilot
Okay.
jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Oh, I played this game. I bought this game and I still have a save, I guess. Wow.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Ah! Why aren't you attacking? I told you to attack. Oh my god. If he kills me, I'm gonna be fucking pissed at you. I'm just gonna stand behind him and sit. It's fine. Controller. Wait, oh, controller. Yeah, I'm talking about keyboard, yeah.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Secondary use, I don't know. Oh, maybe actually middle mouse, yeah. Oh no. Firing mode should be there, and then secondary use should be Z, I think.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
A world beyond the Borderlands. A world forged by wonder and ruled by fate. The battle between these powers has raged since the beginning. Evil and good. Villains and heroes. A vicious cycle, endlessly repeated. Wonder is the power of a cruel, unpredictable god. But fate, there's one alone who can wield fate. One alone whose story is in their own hands. The Fate Maker. That's you. Heavy, right? Fate Maker. Big responsibility. Honestly, I wouldn't even blame you if you just laid down and gave up.
It's Will Arnett.
But if not, if you try and prove yourself as Fate Maker, then heed the warning I give all heroes. Together you fight. Together you shall fall.
Critical hit! The undead fall beneath our blade!
Oh yeah! Same! It's going real good over here, blade-wise. We're coming
Ready, Wow, you guys got here fast.
Approaching
Like you
Stargate.
said, we're the heroes. I am Valentine, gallant adventurer. The scary, stabby one is Fred.
What about that one?
That's the newbie. It's their first adventure.
Oh, come on. Their figure isn't even fully painted.
Enough talk. We're here to stop you from taking the soul energy.
Fools! I've already absorbed all of the soul energy. I'm invincible!
Oh, man. Sorry, newbie. We missed the soul energy.
Castles will burn. Babies will cry. More than usual. My skeleton armies will wash over the lands.
Looking bad. How do we win this?
We attack together.
Pathetic. Especially you, newbie. They don't make heroes like they used to. Time to die!
But then, just as the heroes lose hope, they hear
A nay?
yeah, and also like, like a sparkly rainbow, which goes like quickle quack quack quack. It is Queen Butt Stallion, the most beautiful and perfectest ruler in all the land.
Hold on. What game are we playing here?
We're playing Bunkers and Badasses, baby! And I, Tiny Tina, am the Bunker Master. So what I say goes! And I say there's a magical diamond by a corn named Butt Stallion who saves the day!
Oh. I was kind of hoping we would save the day.
You will, Valley Girl. I just gotta set the stakes. Now, let's table talk. Cue Dragon Lord!
Approaching Stargate.
But, Stallion, you may be the most beautifulest, perfectest ruler in all the land, but this time, I've won.
But Butt Stallion was wielding the coolest sword in the whole world. The Sword of Soul.
Oh, would you? I just made those skeletons. No! No! I curse you, Valentine! And I curse you, Fred! And most of all, I curse you, newbie! Whatever your name is, I will return and finally rid this world of heroes!
And with that, the Dragon Lord was defeated. For now. Exposition complete! Who's ready to rickety roleplay?
Yeah, might as well. We're stranded here after that mountain totally jumped out at our ship.
Yeah, he crashed it. I'm in. I love bunkers and badasses.
Me too.
I've already got a level 40 character.
No. We are making all new characters. This is the newbie's first game, and I'm gonna make sure it's an adventure they'll never forget.
You ready, newbie?
Time for character sheets, baby!
Approaching Stargate.
Now that is a look. Oh, yeah. Rawr, you animal, you. Gods, you're good.
I like this song.
Autopilot jumping.
Why is that guy constantly on me stealing my elementals? I just came from the other place.
Warp drive.
I'm just trying to get away from these fucking shitheads. At this point, I would play Final Fantasy XI by myself. Honestly. I would play it on a private server by myself if I could. The boomers need to learn fucking manners. Okay, this isn't what I want. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just keep killing. It doesn't matter. Does that go through? Yeah, I think it does. And I want to go south. Yeah, like... I don't know, that dead ends there. That dead ends there, yeah.
Approaching Stargate.
Wait, this ends here? Oh, God. Oh, God. Did you aggro? Yeah, you did. Just kill. It's fine. It's fine, whatever.
I'm at a loss for words at my...
What suits me?
What?
Gotta look good for my date with Depp. My image is in need of refinement.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Kill the warlock.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
for the character sheet?
It said draw your hero, and I'm my own hero.
Okay. And Fret, it says your starter
Approaching
sword does
Stargate.
murder 1,000 damage?
My bad. I left off a 0.
Okay, no plan! Fred and Valentine can't be trusted with pencils, let alone dice. So it is up to you, newbie. You are the Fate Maker. And these fools shall be thine advisors, I guess.
Fine. I advise that you better be a badass. We're here to slay evil and get gold.
I know you see me as a role model. Follow my lead and you'll be a great fate maker.
All right, one last thing. Bunkers and Badasses is a role-playing game, baby. That means you do not break character voice. Kapiski? Break me off a piece of that.
The universe is a garden of arcane mysteries. I will break open its fruit and drink of its knowledge.
Autopilot jumping.
Tasty! Now, prepare to enter a world of fantasy!
I don't see anything.
You gotta imagine it, knucklehead.
Moving to
Just
Stargate.
close your
Warp
eyes.
drive active.
Wonder. You have arrived in the Snoring Valley, an unassuming and peaceful corner of the Queendom that harbors a dark secret. Dun, dun, dun. You journeyed far to be here, heeding the call of the Queen herself.
The Queen herself! What could she want of us?
She fears the Dragon Lord will soon reawaken. You must find his tomb and prevent his resurrection.
What I'm hearing is we get to whoop his ass.
Here's a little cheat sheet to track your health and map and stuff.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
I'm being attacked.
Approaching Stargate.
Why? Oh, okay.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Treacherous bridge! My path is waylaid.
You recognize one of the Queen's waystones. It seems to call to you. The Queen's magic enters you through the stone, granting you the power of... Aura! You now have magical sight and hearing, baby.
Queen Butt Stallion! She's guiding us on our quest!
Sure enough, baby. A trail of spectral hoofprints leads off into the woods. A fallen tree bars your path. What you gonna do about it, huh?
I cast Identify Tree.
It's a species called Jumpus tutorialis.
Approaching
And weirdly,
Stargate.
it only grows in this one valley. Ahead, the glint of edge steel beckons you forward. Some hot lumberjane has left her axe in a...
Oh, what's that, darling? You thirst for battle? Well, let's get you a drink.
Love a good axe. Great for cleaving, hacking, even a good old-fashioned chop.
A cave mouse sits covered over nearby. If only you could get in. Though the magical hoofprints continue through the cave, the rocky ceiling dips low to the ground.
A true
Autopilot
fate maker
jumping.
knows when to stand tall and when to crouch. Now's the time I was talking about. It's crouching time!
Warping to Stargate.
Yeah, work them
Warp
sweet
drive
glutes.
active.
And if you get a running start and crouch, you'll slide around like a cool action hero. Another waystone guides your path, but reaching it will mean going through a pack of nasty, pinchy crabs.
Yeah! Combat! Kill them all!
Ah, pinchy! They're so pinchy!
You have defeated the
Approaching
crabs!
Stargate.
Luckily, they were carrying their life savings for some reason. All yours now.
I think we killed everything down here. Climb up there and follow the hoof prints.
For $20, so worth it.
A fallen shrine. It sings to me.
That's right. The Queen has ruled the Wonderland since I was but a humble player, like you, Bing Bongs. She has foreseen your arrival
Autopilot
and left
jumping.
a powerful weapon for you. The weapon of a fate maker.
It's a gun!
Warping to Stargate.
It's practically
Warp
a
drive
cheat,
active.
but it shall deal death all the same.
Wait, there's guns in fantasy?
You're in Tina's fantasy, baby! The shrine floor rises beneath you. From here, you can spy a quaint little village nestled in the bodacious bosom of the valley. But beyond it, a dark and ancient castle lurks... lurkingly.
My presence in that castle from here.
Approaching Stargate.
Fate Maker! You will never reach the dance!
Autopilot jumping.
Ooh, Metro Beast coin.
Warp drive active.
I like the music, it's better. I want the Mithril Beast coins. Or no, I want steel to be on my attack macro. Yep, there we go. And I have a steel on my attack macro now.
Approaching Stargate.
Ooh, pretty. 26 jumps to go before I pick up and come all the way the fuck back again.
Holy crap, they might reach the Dark Master! I gotta book it!
Yeah, whatever he's talking about. There's a loot chest up on that tower. Get them loots.
I am Ribula, faithful servant of the Dragon Lord. Tell me where his tomb is, or I'll make you a skeleton
Autopilot
too!
jumping.
I don't know. I swear it on the Queen's diamond tails.
Lies! You are soaked in skeleton! Spread out, my undead hordes! We must
Warping to
find the
Stargate.
master!
So
drive
getting
active.
skeletoned. Oh.
Ooh, you found a ward. That's like a magical shield above your health. Pretty sweet.
It's weird, I thought I full charged my phone today, but I guess not. It's weird because I remembered doing that, but I guess not. It's not like the light was on or anything. Music's way better.
Approaching Stargate.
Oh.
Uh-oh, a rock slide bars your way to the village.
We're ruined! All is lost!
Very heroic. Tina, can we blow up the rocks?
Sorry, it's impossible. Without explosives!
Autopilot jump.
Victory! I'd never lost hope.
Ahead, you hear the roar of raging fire and the clackety-clackety of bones. Ooh, the village is already ransacked.
Hoping to
and
stop
crawling
it.
with skilly men.
Warp drive active.
We're here to avenge the village.
Approaching Stargate.
An extra powerful skeleton arises! A badass!
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
A single villager remains alive in the carnage.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
But she looks bad, baby. She looks like she's about to die.
Might as well save her peasant ass.
Okay.
Approaching Stargate.
Thank you for saving my peasant ass, stranger. How can I ever repay you?
I require no payment. I seek to prevent the Dragon Lord's return.
You're a fate maker. I knew the queen would send us a hero. The tomb is in the crypt below Castle Herefast. You must hurry before his minions find it.
I'll be right back. The tomb is inside a crypt. The perfect hiding place.
May the queen's favor see your noble quest through. My peasant ass is killing me.
Autopilot jumping.
Oh my god. Almost don't like the voices. I might turn them off already. We'll see.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
I'm going to go through. All right, now that's this screen, which you're going to be spending a lot of time with, and we will discuss more of it as it evolves. I'm going to now...
let's go back to YouTube and see what they got. Yep. Thank you, Philip DeFranco, for the excellent content for my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel.
Beautiful bastards. I hope you had a fantastic Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning. You're watching the Philip DeFranco Show, your daily dive into the news, and my God, we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. So buckle up, hit that like button, and let's just jump into it. Starting with, you need to take matters into your own hands. That is what Senator Tom Cotton from the great state of Arkansas is telling people to do when dealing with pro-Palestinian protesters. Or as he put it on X last night, I encourage people who get stuck behind the pro-Hamas...
Excuse me for just a second.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Excuse me.
Take matters into your own hands. It's time to put an end to this nonsense. With him then, just minutes later, maybe realizing that sounded possibly a smidge too homicidal, editing that post to now read, take matters into your own hands to get them out of the way. With him, I guess, possibly worried that it might sound like he was telling people to treat these protesters like speed bumps. But here's the thing, while Tom Cotton has a name that sounds like he's the antagonist in a novel about slave times, and in real life, he has consistently been crazy. This particular mindset here, it's not coming out of nowhere. Because yesterday, pro-Palestinian protesters shut down multiple highways demanding a ceasefire in Gaza. With that including the Golden Gate Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, and the I-90 leading into Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Protests that resulted in Cotton going on Fox News, where he turned up the incitement dial up to 11.
If something like this happened in Arkansas on a bridge there, let's just say I think there'd be a lot of very wet criminals that have been tossed overboard, not by law enforcement, but by the people whose road they're blocking. If they glued their hands to a car or the pavement, well, probably pretty painful to have their skin ripped off. But I think that's the way we'd handle it in Arkansas, and I would encourage most people anywhere that get stuck behind criminals like this, who are trying to block traffic, to take matters in their own hands.
But I'm also posting a video showing people roughly dragging protesters off a road in a foreign country and captioning it how it should be done. And so naturally, all that drew comparisons to the New York Times op-ed that he wrote at the height of 2020, calling for the military to crush the BLM protest. And while you've got Cotton advocating for vigilante violence, and he is exceptional in that regard, notably, his hostility towards protesters is not. I mean, one, protests in general where the intent is to block traffic of everyday people, those are incredibly unpopular, with many arguing that it's more likely to turn people against your cause. But also, two, because many have grown increasingly angry over pro-Palestine demonstrations, and actually yesterday Republicans landed a heavy blow against activists in general, with the Supreme Court handing down a ruling that critics say effectively abolishes the right to mass protest in 3 states. And that actually goes back to 2016, when a Black Lives Matter protest ignited in Louisiana after police shot and killed a black man by the name of Alton Sterling. Because during it, one officer was struck in the face by a rock or a piece of concrete, suffering head and brain injuries, with him later suing the protest organizer for negligence and arguing that they should have known that the protest would turn violent. With the organizer then countering that, saying that his First Amendment rights to free speech, they should have known that the protest would turn violent. In 2017, a district court ruled in favor of the organizer, dismissing the lawsuit. But last year, the conservative Fifth Court of Appeals revived the case, favoring the cop instead. And so now the Supreme Court has dismissed the organizer's appeal, though notably it neither embraced nor reversed the lower court's decision, which means that ruling only stands in that jurisdiction, which includes Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. But of course, critics fear that may stifle protests in those states, because if you're an organizer there, you could face crippling financial consequences if even one person in your demonstration does something illegal. And of course, the more people you're organizing, or the more people that show up, the more likely it is that someone's going to step out of line. Hence the claim and the concerns that this effectively abolishes mass protest. But we'll also have to wait to see if this decision gets challenged and how much it affects political expression in the meantime. All of this, it makes me end up thinking about another thing, and I gotta say, this is not a complete one-to-one, but what we saw play out in Bakersfield, California this week, right? It touches on how it feels like the rhetoric around situations, it's just getting more and more violent, as well as it only takes one person to derail a protest, right? Because for weeks, protesters have been urging the city council to take up a vote on backing a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. But then, last week, this person, Riddhi Patel, steps up to the plate, says, "Hold my beer," because while it seemed like she was gonna start out normal enough, it did not take long for things to go from bad to unhinged.
I don't have faith that you'll do this. You guys are all horrible human beings, and Jesus probably would have killed you himself. And I hope one day somebody brings the guillotine and kills all of you mother. So regardless of whether you elect people into office, they'll backstab you, they'll let you die, and for that reason, you guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors, we'll see you at your house. We'll murder you.
And that then leading to this moment.
Miss Patel, that was a threat, what you said at the end, and so the officers are going to escort you out and take care of that.
Police then arresting her and charging her with 18 felonies, all related to threats against city officials. With that, we saw other protesters and pro-ceasefire groups quickly distancing themselves from her comments. And the nonprofit that she'd worked out also announcing yesterday that it had fired her in a statement condemning violent rhetoric. And while Patel did show up to arraignment sobbing, she also pleaded not guilty and is currently being held on a $500,000 bail. But notably there, prosecutors had tried to keep her from having any kind of bail, saying that she poses an extreme threat to public safety. But with any and all of the messes that we touched on here, I'd love to know your thoughts. And then we should talk about this massive DOJ lawsuit against America's favorite company, Live Nation, who of course owns Ticketmaster. We love them. They're the best. Definitely never had a bad experience with Ticketmaster. Is the sarcasm coming through? Because this lawsuit will reportedly allege that the company has, quote, leveraged its dominance in a way that undermined competition for ticketing live events. With this lawsuit making a lot of people happy, and notably, they likely have Taylor Swift to thank for this. With reporting indicating that 2022 2022 ticketing fiasco with Swift's Eras Tour was such a colossal fuck-up that it's one of the key reasons Live Nation has come under increased scrutiny. And the Wall Street Journal noting that the department's investigation gained momentum after Ticketmaster crashed and prevented thousands of Swifties from getting their tickets, with Ticketmaster having to learn the hard way that it's a life lesson. Swifties are like wolves. You can maybe deal with one-on-one, but when they're in a group, they will chew your ass up. They'll make a meal out of you. Fucking Swifties were protesting outside the U.S. Capitol building as the company executives testified before Congress. So very notably, this was not the first or the last time Ticketmaster fucked up, which is also why so many people from so many different backgrounds are seeing this news as a positive. Right, in 2019, the company had to apologize for botching the pre-sale for Billie Eilish concert tickets. And then last year, they started selling so-called listening seats for Beyonce concerts, which many viewed as a new way to squeeze revenue out of its biggest acts. Then just a few months ago, Olivia Rodrigo fans were freaking out over what they saw as Ticketmaster's mishandling of the launch of the ticket sales for her Guts World Tour. And even now this week, we're seeing performers turning their back on Ticketmaster, with it being reported that the internet's own Dimension 20 opts out of controversial Ticketmaster pricing after ticket costs climbed past $2,000, with them explaining on Sunday that the dynamic pricing system in Platinum tickets had not been something explained to us, nor something presented as something we had the ability to opt out of. And going on to say, once we had a better understanding of the situation as a group, we communicated to Live Nation that it was our desire to opt out of all dynamic pricing tickets for this event and for all events going forward. But of course, with all this, right, this is more than just persistent technical issues or overpriced tickets. Right? Although those high-profile cases are a big part of what's put Live Nation under the spotlight, this is actually an issue that's been going on for almost 15 years.
Forever.
I mean, the DOJ actually filed a civil antitrust lawsuit to block the merger of Live Nation and Ticketmaster way back in 2010, saying back then that the merger as originally proposed would have substantially lessened competition for primary ticketing in the United States, resulting in higher prices and less innovation for consumers. But in the end there, the DOJ reached a settlement with the companies to allow the merger to go through, saying the move would actually benefit concert goers, artists, and the industry as a whole. And after that merger, Live Nation became the world's largest concert promoter, venue owner, and artist management company, with exclusive ticketing contracts with many of the stadiums and arenas where the biggest names perform. Ticketmaster now holding more than 80% of the market for primary ticket sales in the biggest venues in the US. But despite the DOJ's promise, it's not clear that anyone's actually benefiting other than the company. And actually, notably with that, in 2019, the DOJ actually found that Live Nation repeatedly and over the course of several years engaged in conduct that violated the original settlement, and specifically that the company threatens and retaliated against concert venues for using other ticketing companies. And that led to the 2010 settlement being revised and extending through 2025, with a modified agreement including a provision that would subject the company to a $1 million penalty for each violation of an anti-retaliation clause, which would prevent Live Nation from threatening to withhold shows if a venue sells seats through a company other than Ticketmaster. But again, despite that, the company has continued to face accusations of excessive ticket fees, poor customer service, and other anti-competitive practices. And these criticisms are coming from lawmakers, regulators, and states' attorneys.
Excuse me.
Approaching Stargate.
Sorry about that. Had to eat dinner. Now I'll keep playing Tiny Tina a minute here. Just gonna finish dessert and then go.
Though, of course, the company, for its part, has denied. For example, in an essay published on Live Nation's website last month, the company's head of corporate affairs, Dan Wall, argued against the idea that Live Nation's and Ticketmaster's alleged monopolies are responsible.
I think there was this period right around 2004 when I felt like it was too expensive to see the bands that I loved anymore. Because it went from being like $20 to $30 to $70.
Autopilot jumping.
110.
Ticketmaster.
And we were like young. We were like 17 when that happened. We were like, motherfucker, we love going to shows, but it's like $100 each time. Who has that? You know?
Spokeswoman also saying that the company has more competition today than it has ever had. So obviously, the Justice Department disagrees with that. But even with all that said, we are still now waiting for the lawsuit to officially be filed. So right now, we still don't know exactly what arguments are going to be making to counter Live Nation's claims. But when it does happen, of course, I'm going to get you those specifics. And until then, I'd love to know your thoughts. And then, so the first trial of a current or former president in American history has begun. With that, of course, being the hush money trial in which Trump's been charged for falsifying business records to cover up payments to Stormy Daniels. And the first step in the trial is jury selection, because the judge is tasked with finding 12 jurors who aren't biased either for or against the former president, which obviously is going to be hard, if not impossible. This is Donald Trump we're talking about. But rolling up his sleeves, Judge Juan Merchan brought in 96 New Yorkers to pick from, and then immediately dismissing more than half of them because they admitted they couldn't be fair or impartial. Though, of course, in Trump's eyes, it doesn't really matter who the jurors are. The whole thing's a witch hunt, with him expressing as much right before he entered the courtroom.
Approaching Stargate.
Every legal scholar said this trial is a disgrace.
But to be fair to the judge, he gave some wins and some losses to both sides of the case. For example, agreeing with the defense that the grab him by the pussy tape can't be played in court, nor can any of the sexual assault or rape allegations that came out afterward. And then on the other side, allowing the prosecution to bring actress and model Karen McDougal on to testify against Trump. Because while she's not a part of these charges, her claims that the former president also paid her hush money to cover up an affair could establish a pattern of behavior. Also, if any of this sounds boring to you, maybe your eyelids are starting to feel heavy, you're not alone. And that's because at a few points, Donald Trump himself appeared to fall asleep right there in the courtroom, with the New York Times reporting that he appeared to nod off, quote, his mouth going slack and his head drooping onto his chest. But then, after his lawyer passing him several notes, he jolted awake and noticed them, which is why we saw many poking fun at this, most notably Jon Stewart.
What part of head down, eyes closed, drool coming out of his mouth do you not get over here? He's snoring. He's doing the honk shoe. He's doing the me, 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 me. There's a piece of paper going up and down and up and down in his mouth. He's asleep. Imagine committing so many crimes, you get bored at your own trial.
So it's not all fun and games for the former president? Because
you're not one to talk, Jon Stewart.
Warping to Stargate.
Brady, the Manhattan DA, asked the judge to hold Trump in contempt for violating a gag order blocking him from speaking about witnesses, court staff, or the DA's office, and specifically asking the judge to fine Trump $1,000 for each of the 3 posts that he made on social media. With the first calling future witness Michael Cohen his sleazebag former attorney, the second reposting Stormy Daniels' letter from 2018 denying an affair with Trump, which he has since rescinded, and the third reposting remarks from Daniels' former attorney accusing her and Cohen of making money on bogus documentaries and TV interviews. So the judge with that has scheduled a hearing on the DA's contempt motion for next Tuesday. And the district attorney is also asking the judge to warn Trump that further violations could result not only in fines, but as much as 30 days of jail time, which obviously not ideal for a man who's running for president. I mean, November is just several months from now. So also understandably, the Trump team's legal strategy is to slow down the process as much as possible, using motions, appeals, objections, and sidebars. Because the more that they can delay any resolution and the other trials, the better Trump's chances are of reaching November before he gets sentenced. But as far as how this is actually going to play out, we're going to have to wait and see. And then, in case you missed it, SeatGeek and I are sending several of you and your friends to your favorite live events. But time is running out, so you gotta listen up. Because with over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. And I told them that I wanted to do something special for you guys. And they came through in a very real way, because we've been giving away $500 in SeatGeek credit weekly. Yes, really, every week. Someone like...
It's funny. You notice how he spent like the first 10 minutes talking about Ticketmaster, but then he goes on and slings SeatGeek. And I think the whole thing is kind of a debacle.
You can win $500 towards any of SeatGeek's 70,000 events. You know, basketball's in full swing, baseball started back up with artists like Drake and Bad Bunny also on tour. I mean, what better time than now? So if you're new to SeatGeek, use code Phil for $20 off your first purchase. And for you SeatGeek veterans, we've also got you covered. This code PDS gets you $10 off any purchase, and you'll be entered for your chance at $500 in SeatGeek credit, no purchase necessary. Again, simply add code PDS to your SeatGeek account, and you'll get $10 off, and you can be one of our weekly winners. Plus, daily dip newsletter subscribers double entry and double winning. We're talking about a chance at $1,000 in SeatGeek credit, so subscribe today. And then, to the guys watching this video, I got a little pop quiz for you. If some random beautiful woman online just suddenly comes on to you, she's offering to send nudes and clips of herself to you, do you assume A, okay, that's a bot, B, something's up, this seems too good to be true, or C, yeah, that makes sense? I asked that question because a lot of people that have answered C in their lives, they found themselves to be the victims of a sextortion scam. And now, according to the DOJ, one of the biggest ones being run by 28-year-old Hadia Kone was just busted. Kone and her co-conspirators targeting thousands of young men, sometimes even those under the age of 18. As they'd approach these guys, saying they were interested in young women, they start conversations. Those would then turn sexual, and a photo or two would be sent. Kone then suggested, hey, let's get on a webcam together for a live video chat session, at which point their target would be reported as they exposed their genitals and/or engaged in sexual activity. And that video would then be used by her co-conspirator in the Code Zero to extort the victims. So Kone threatening to send the clips to family, employers, and others, pretty much anyone unless they agreed to pay. And in total, for sure, they made $1.7 million, but upwards of $6 million on the line. Hey, that money would normally be sent to an offshore bank account run by her co-conspirator. But fortunately, that 22-year-old woman was also arrested. The two together now staring at charges for cyber stalking, threats, money laundering, and wire fraud. So altogether, they're looking at a maximum of 20 years for most of the charges each. Though, due to federal sentencing guidelines, it's likely that they'll get far less per charge. And it's unknown if they'd be served consecutively or concurrently. But regardless, one, it's a lot of time behind bars, and two, this entire case actually highlights a growing trend of sextortion cases according to the FBI. And they especially warned about its dangers towards children, as there's, quote, a huge increase in the number of cases involving children and teens being threatened and coerced into sending explicit images online. And they went on to say from October 2021 to March 2023, the FBI and Homeland Security investigations received over 13,000 reports of online financial sextortion of minors. This extortion involved at least 12,600 victims, primarily boys, and led to at least 20 suicides. So with this, to be clear, this is not a male-only problem, but it is a male-majority problem. Right? Women are solicited for sextortion all the time too. It's just that the scammers have found that young men and boys are easier marks. Also with this news, at the platform level, companies are taking notice. Places like Instagram and Snapchat trying to add some protection. I mean, you had Snapchat reporting last year that they talked to 6,000 teens and young adults about sextortion, and they found that 2/3 said that they were or they knew someone who had been targeted. So that actually led them to adding a feature to specifically report sextortion. And in a complete coincidence, Kone's arrest comes just a day after Instagram announced it was, quote, testing new features to help protect young people from sextortion and intimate image abuse, and to make it more difficult for potential scammers and criminals to find and interact with teens. Those features, including things like blurring out sexual images shared over DMs by default, as well as offering information to those receiving DMs. But ultimately, you know, with this story, it leads me to the final point. Or rather, points, because one, the fucking monsters behind these scams, like, they should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. But also, two, just a great way to move through life is that if it seems too good to be true, it very likely is. And also, when it comes to the internet, it is not right that you have to have this mindset, but it is the mindset to have. You should assume at all times that anything you post or share online will be accessed by someone that you did not intend to give it to. If something does happen to you, that doesn't make you any less of a wrong party or a victim, but it's a very helpful mindset to have if you want to protect yourself. And then, okay, so we're going niche with this one. This news is either going to immensely matter to you, or it's going to be like you hearing news about another planet and the people on it. But either way, it is interesting. So anyone who is a fan of any nerdy franchise gets that retcons can be annoying, or when a franchise just does something that revises something that was previously established. But by the Emperor, Warhammer 40k fans are tearing themselves apart after the company behind the game decided to make what's been described as a woke retcon to a single faction. And again, as a outsider looking in, this is all going to sound a bit crazy, but let me try to explain, starting with the basics. Right, Warhammer 40k started as a miniature tabletop game that's turned into a media empire. Tons of books, video games, even an upcoming show by Amazon being produced by Henry Cavill, all in order to sell plastic armies that you can paint. And the most recent update will be for Adeptus Custodes, a group of superhuman genetically modified guards for the Emperor of Mankind. The problem, though, is that the update includes a short story about a female custodian, which is the first in-lore mention of one in the official Warhammer account later coming out to confirm there have always been female custodians. And so for a huge number of fans, this is full-blown heresy by the company. Entire threads were made saying they proved that custodians were always a brotherhood as well as takes life. Have fun ending up like Star Wars. Get ready for Pride Hammer 40,000, guys, where the diverse parium of they, them fight the evil, bigoted forces of the cis-white male, as well as people can 3D print your models. Hope this was worth it. And I'm not buying anything else. You made a cool universe. Stick to the rules of it or it ruins it. I play War.
You are the only people who sound like that. You guys are the only people who sound like that.
Hammer, and I read Warhammer because it's fun escapism, not because I want to engage in contemporary politics. Meanwhile, other fans accuse the company of pandering, with there being full-blown conspiracies that this was because of BlackRock and Vanguard Group, though others there, saying they are not woke groups and both are minority shareholders. But then others came from the angle that this was unnecessary since 40k already prominently features women, right? There's one major faction that's women only, while also a minor group that supports the Custodes that's composed of only women. And that's without mentioning all the groups that the lore states are explicitly mixed with men and women. And then also among people having having different takes, there were people that were upset not because this group suddenly had women in it, but because their addition was lazily done. Because with the way that their Hand Games Workshop announced, hey, it's always been this way after decades of lore never mentioned it, right? Rather than there being a long, more fleshed out story to show it. But then, on the other side of this, you have a lot of other people celebrating the addition, saying things like, I thought it would be years before we saw something like this, and I'm so happy to be proven wrong. I've seen so many women in the hobby today expressing sheer delight at this change, which means that this was absolutely the right thing to do. Truly, thank you so much for this. And there was also a lot of people who made fun of those who were angry about the change, writing things like, I like how Games Workshop decided in a single press release that the entire galactic core is inhabited by a brand new major faction who destroy entire planets and has been for millennia. Didn't really upset these supposed lore lovers. And then going on to say, Warhammer lore is literally just 99% soft retcons, which many argue is objectively true because over the 40-year history of the franchise, there has been retcon after retcon. With it being said that the lore is set up so that no one ever fully knows the truth of things and stuff is discovered or added all the time. But I'd argue that there are very, very few hard truths in the lore. And so some, with all this, were pretty apathetic, such as with the 40k lore content creator Major Kill, right? And for context, Custodes are his favorite faction, so you might think that he's a purist. But with this, he pretty much said that the lore has been vague on whether it was possible or not, and it's not like that it actually changes much. Are you talking about genetic superhumans covered in armor, so what's the difference?
What's the difference? Yeah, overall, I'm pretty cool with female Custodes, especially with how they're presented by Custodian Cash in the new
Yeah, but like, who cares? Yeah.
Story.
So that middle of the road stance, it kind of got him some flack, but it also seemingly came from a lot of people who didn't watch the video. Because he made it clear it wasn't something that he liked, but it also wasn't something that he particularly cared about. And also noticeably with this, Henry Cavill hasn't said anything about this. And that guy, if you don't know, is a major Custodes fan and the patron saint of 40k for its fans. And I will say, as like an outsider looking in on the situation, one of the most interesting aspects is kind of this sentiment that from this entire saga is that many feel that the changes are one-sided. Because what I mean is that, you know, the game has female-only groups like the Sisters of Battle, but many highly doubt that Games Workshop will ever change the lore to allow men in that group. So with that in mind, like, does that come off as pandering? Also, when it comes to things, like, what are your thoughts on, is this something where people are getting too wrapped in the lore of something, or no, you know, people, they focus on whatever is interesting to them? And so one, whether you're an insider or outsider on the story, I'd love to know your thoughts in general, but also two, for nerds and or fans of anything, what is your
I think gender used to be something they could actually talk about and use as a story plot device, like kind of like Amazonian women or maybe a Tom girl or something like that. Now I think they're scared of it, and I think it sort of discredits this idea that gender difference doesn't exist. I mean, gender difference does exist. It's not... Like, I don't know. Then that's all I have to say. I mean, it exists, you know?
Autopilot jumping. Drive active.
I like this game.
Approaching Stargate.
Gotta get on him. Get on him.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Game looks good. I want to bump some settings and see, because it seems a lot more optimized.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Her bones clutching a dusty spellbook as though awaiting a destiny that never came.
Well, this place is super grim. I love it! Grab that spellbook!
Autopilot jumping.
Magic, my muse. How I have ached for you.
With the spellbook equipped, you can cast the frost spell contained.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive
Ice magic is extra strong against the undead. They got none of that greasy flesh to keep them dead.
Now, how do we get into the tomb crypt? There's gotta be an entrance around here somewhere.
rotten and brittle.
I don't understand.
Approaching Stargate.
Down into the depths of the castle. It smells of old stone and older secrets.
Being a duchess sucks. My servants suck. And prophecies? I spit upon prophecies. That was me spitting. Because they suck. For 6 generations, my family has clung to this stupid prophecy. The heroes must guard over these lands, lest a great evil rise again.
You hear a rumble and a booming laugh that seems to come from all around you.
Ominous? Feels just like home.
I found it! A tooth inside of a crypt! The perfect hiding. I am coming, my dark master!
He's gonna resurrect the Dragon Lord. That's the exact opposite of what we want. We gotta get in there.
The waystone glows. You feel its magic within your chest, within your mind, within your soul. It asks a question. Who are you?
I am a fate maker.
You have answered smartly, baby! The carven door to the
I guess F should be melee, I guess.
Dragon Lord's tomb crumbles!
The resurrection ritual has begun!
Oh, boss fight! I got a special figurine for this guy. 1 second. Rising before you is one of the Dragon Lord's most loyal undead soldiers. It's Rivula. Roll for initiative!
Tremble before Rivula!
I'm not trembling. I'm trembling!
Kick his ass, Louie!
Fuck. Why do they always have 1 health left? It's so stupid. Because you one-shot me with your bullet sponge. Let's go.
That's good. Yeah, not happening. Come on, the Fate Maker never beats the villain in the first quest. Still, you're stronger than the ones she sent before. I wonder. We'll meet again, Fate Maker. But for now, I have to go pay an old shiny friend a visit. See you around the neighborhood.
Damn it, he got away? We gotta track him down. I want that big bad boss kind of loot.
The Fate Maker's journey begins as so many do, with a heart full of fire and dreams of dragons and magic. It will end only one way, with the ultimate defeat of all evil.
Despite your heroic efforts, the Dragon Lord has escaped!
Wait a minute. Did you hear what he said? Shiny? Friend? Neighborhood? I know where he's headed. He's after Queen Butt Stallion!
To warn Queen Butt Stallion of the Dragon Lord's escape, you must travel far across the Wonderlands to the capital city of Brighthoof. Built you guys this big overworld on the table. Just move your miniature wherever you want to go on it.
Nice detailing on the landscape. Feels like there's a whole world just waiting for us to kill and loot it.
That's right! Welcome to my Wonderland!
Hells yeah. is this now? Hello.
Uh-oh, the road to Brighthoof is blocked. Guess you'll have to go through that tall grass. A battle jumps out at you! Random encounter! Ha!
Who turns to heroism these days? Honestly. I live on in the hearts and minds of the people.
Whack, 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 whack. Whack, 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 whack. Oh, yeah?
from the overworld to help you get around. All you gotta do is punch 'em. Shortcut unlocked! There's all sorts of goodies and dungeons hidden behind things you can punch. Oh, man, this is the best. I am so glad that you guys are here to play games and be friends. It's just been me in this cave with the bunbos and, like, a mountain of marshmallow cereal for, like, ever.
Ah, Tina, have you been lonely?
What? No! You're lonely! I got friends! I got tons of friends! Look at all these hottie bun babes! This one, his name is Dimitri Papadopoulos, and these are his cousins from out of state!
And why are they ticking?
I'm so glad you asked, because they are also bombs.
Great! Nice to meet you, Dimitri.
What's that? Who are you? Are you behind me right now? Hey, you want to get rich? This shrine behind my well-protected and notably unstabbed back is for some old god that's fallen out of fashion. I figure if we get all the pieces back together, they reward us real nice. With gold! I already found a piece myself, and I know where another one is. You get that for me, we can split the reward. I'll be here watching your back. You're...
Autopilot jumping.
Nice, we're both 6 jumps away.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Defenseless, stabbable back. And if anyone comes at you from the front like a moron, just give them a slap. It's the stab of the open palm. Never know who might give you the old acupuncture. It's always the last person you expect. Well, the proverbial you, not you personally. I'm sure your back is fine.
Approaching Stargate.
Beautiful.
Is that a magic tent? Oh, I love fake magic. It's all just hand stuff. Oh, there's a woman. Or a demon. Well, they're called
such a long way to be here. A little closer, won't it?
I only walked a few feet. Maybe just a hand, even.
I can tell you're an expert at Warcraft, far beyond Bright Hope. And now you're here, in the land of imagination. So, what would you imagine a person would Autopilot say?
jumping.
Ah, your aura is... Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Radiant. It's top notch, I won't lie. But I see a great cloud hovering over you.
Oh, sorry. I had something that didn't sit right for lunch. You know how it goes.
It's skepticism. A cloud of skepticism. You doubt my ability to read your fate. As you should. Those who make fate aren't captive to its whims like the rest of us. Now, fortune I have for you.
Approaching Stargate.
I see a great partnership in your future. If that's the fate you choose to make.
A new person for the polycule? I mean, what kind of partnership? I can sense a sea of fears merging into one tsunami of terror here. My word, I am talented.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate.
Warp drive active.
By a magical crystal belonging to a broken shrine somewhere in the Wonderland. Getting a real contains a shrine piece vibe from that dungeon over yonder. That proud, noble bridge standing before you would
Approaching
provide passage
Stargate.
were you to give it a thwack.
You to the brink of death, leaving you totally vulnerable.
Autopilot jumping. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
totally gonna try and kill us, right?
Totally.
Girl, say what?
His name is literally Backstab.
That's probably
Docking request accepted.
Her coruscating majesty, Queen
Autopilot disabled.
has long protected the
Waypoint
Wonderlands with the soul magic she imbues into the land itself. But such a precious role requires guarding as well, as proven by the terrible events at Dragon Keep. And so, the Queen founded a new walled city from which to oversee her realm. Brighthoof, the seat of the Adamant Throne.
Newbie, don't worry, those jerks at the table can't hear me. It's just us down here. Hey, I know I'm the villain, but I still just wanted to wish you luck on the whole quest thing. Not that you need luck, right? I mean, you're the fate maker.
I love Will Arnett.
Protect your knees! Don't want to get stuck on guard duty. You're only as good as your blade. Bye-bye!
are not the only new arrival. A massive skeleton army is sieging the city! Catapults! Scallymans! Scally ships! There's bombs raining down! Skelly ships land on the beach, unloading evil cargo of skellymens and skellywomens.
Swish and all that means is to make sure you see a target.
I don't like their voices. They're so shrill and annoying. I might have to turn the voices off for this game, and it's so annoying. Hear their voice all the time. It's so annoying.
the only one giving these bony pricks a hard time.
Do all of your Diamond Guards share your eloquence?
Do I bloody look like I've got time for manners lessons? I'm up to my codpiece in undead. Well, they came out of nowhere.
This is the dark work of the Dragon Lord. I have seen it with my own third eye.
The Dragon Lord? Bollocks, we'll have to deal with him later. Right now, we have to break this siege. The undead have catapults lobbing skeletons over the walls. I need you to destroy them. Here, take this C4.
Tina, I know you like explosives, but can you make it more fantasy themed than C4?
Right. Good catch, yeah.
Yeah, right. Here, take this, fantasy for.
Why are you trying to break the third wall about your own bad writing?
I'll help the villagers get to safety. Fight through the siege fields and use that fantasy for to blow the catapults to Kingdom Bloody Come!
I love this game.
Catapult is straight ahead.
I've really missed this part. It's been too long since I conquered anything. After a few centuries, you get that conquering itch again, you know?
I met this cool nerdy barista on the EchoNet, and they said I could use their B&B character if I wanted, and I was like, hell yeah! And they were like, Chuck, governor! And I was like, ooh, I'm stealing that accent too.
Hero.
That's way too big of a jump. What if we undestroyed that last catapult and threw ourselves over?
Hey! No touching the miniatures! But launching yourself with a catapult sounds cool, so I'm gonna let it go this once! This once.
Those catapults take hundreds of goblin hours to construct. I'm out here creating jobs, you know.
Actually, don't mind the music compared to the other Borderlands. I think it's actually the best they've done. I like how it's all strings. I don't mind that, actually.
Being a thief is great. Way better than being a peasant. Stealing's a bit like working, only you take what you like and you don't get blisters in places you oughtn't from working so hard.
I think I could maybe, like, mitigate it a bit down. Like, down to, like, 50, along with the sound effects there.
I did get caught, and I am dictating this as my last words before meeting the hoodsman's axe. And sure, I suppose I did piss my life away toiling in the thievery, but life is a journey, so says I. Stick blossom the...
Yeah, it's actually such a good ability. It's the Hanzo arrow. I haven't been using it right because I didn't really realize what it was. Now I do. It's actually so cool. It's actually so strong. Yeah, you can't pick that up, huh? Or, there we go. Yeah, auto save, huh? Yeah. I love this game. I'm glad I got it for 20 bucks. This is some of the best 20 bucks I've ever spent, I think. I fell. Music's a lot better than they normally do. Oh no. Whack, 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 whack.
getting ready to burn the place to the ground. Oh, this is great. We're all having fun.
Whoop, you're stranded. Here's a nice bridge for you.
They've been waiting for that bridge to pop up. Bloody infrastructure edict finally came through. Hey, you showed those boneheads what for? One of the Queen's whetstones. No way! I've never actually seen one of these before. Are you a fate maker?
Oh, yes. Did I not mention that?
All right! I'm not impressed. The Queen's magic has unlocked more of your power as a fate maker. The Dragon Lord's armies don't stand a chance.
Yes.
Aw, man, you're doing so well. Too bad I don't have anything up my sleeve for this.
Blammo! A trial smashes through the gate!
Oh, that damn thing knocked the gates down! The undead are about to attack! Stand tall, soldiers! We have a fate maker in our midst! Right who's down the fall this day?
Oh my god, it's 1 a.m. I think I'll stay up late. Alright, leave ship and leave ship. Yep, and then board Corvette and go back to Tyranny's Ice Palace. Wait, no, that's where I am. I'm sorry. So here I will get in the Mark V. I will say make active, and I will sort by that. And then I will take like a whole bunch more stuff. Now I will sort by price, and I will take the most expensive stuff out again. Ah, good. Yeah. I'll have to come back for those, but that's alright. $67 jumps.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
You haven't even seen me try.
Over here, Faith.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Approaching Stargate.
Music's good. Like, uncommonly good for Borderlands.
Honestly, I didn't quite believe it.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive
Like
active.
something out of a legend. Oh, you are a fate maker. Come on, we've stopped their ground assault, but there's some undead that made it into the city.
Better hurry if you're gonna stop me and save the world. I can only drag my feet destroying Bright Hook for so long.
Bloody gates are closed. Give me a moment, I'll get us in.
Till the next time.
Oi! Lord Sky! Open up the gate!
Speak the password?
Passwords, open the bloody gate before I shove leaves down your throat, stick a handle on your ass, and turn you into my own personal bloody teapot!
It's definitely him, guys! Open the gate!
Him?
Come on, but get ready. It's gonna be a right mess in there.
As you enter Brighthoof, you witness total carnage. Homes are on fire. Skelly-mans are eating people's feet. It's Soup's Depression.
Approaching Stargate.
This is Soup's Depression. Come on, we have to clear the city. We'll make our stand in the main square.
Yes, yes. Push on, my armies of unyielding darkness. Once I take this city, the whole world will fall into my hands. Is it working for you? I want you to hate me. I'm talking true loathing, like an absolute rage smoldering within, hollowing you out like a house fire. Just let me know if there's anything else I can do. Mentor figures I can kill. I'm all ears.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Look up the Emmy, flesh bag. You're all boys.
You'll never win, hero. The power of friendship prevails. Evil friend.
Approaching Stargate.
I put trouble to connect with your ass.
Autopilot jumping. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
You're already dead. You just don't know it yet.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
My brittle bones! I'm going to eat your brain! I'm not a zombie. I think you really don't like
Approaching Stargate.
Defeat the ambush, but you see that the drawbridge to the inner walls has been raised. You're stuck on this side. What do you do?
I think it's obvious. We seduce the drawbridge.
Autopilot jumping.
Why, hello there. I couldn't help but notice.
Oh my god.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Oh no, what was that sound? Was that sound me dead? Yeah, that's me dead. Nice. Great. Well, it's okay. I made a lot of money. It's a free ride home. Actually, I almost got to 69. I actually got a lot of XP. Like, that's crazy. I almost got a level just killing stuff all day, I guess. I didn't even think this stuff was giving me XP, really. Oh, that's cool. So, let's see. There's a stack of ice clusters. That's good. That's 10 grand.
Approaching
And I have
Stargate.
I have 10 dark clusters at 3,400 apiece. Yep. And I guess I could try and get like another whole 2. I don't know. Maybe I have 2 in the house, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, right. I don't have dark clusters lying around. I don't think. No. So we'll just sell them. It's all right.
Autopilot jumping.
Not lightning, but dark clusters at 3301. Not bad. I'll sell. This will be 30 grand. Yeah, or a little bit more, like 35 grand actually.
Stargate. Warp drive active.
Going to go to bed. Going to go to bed now after I post all this.
Or reinforced beams from across the moat.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. The drawbridge, it digs your flavor, baby.
Works every time.
Come on! Main square is this way!
The skeleton who brings me the Queen's diamond head gets one of those novelty turkey drumsticks. Even if you can't eat it, they'll club a human like a fence post.
Like a fence post?
Autopilot jumping.
This is where we make our stand! For the Queen!
I found my brittle bones!
Moving to Stargate. Warp drive active.
I just saw a bow or something. Didn't I just see a bow? I thought I saw a bow. Anyway, it's not by rarity, but by score. 110. 110 vamp. That is better than this thing. I think that's actually a better weapon. This is such a good game.
As the last lifeless skellyman clatters to the cobblestones, realize you've done it! The undead horde has been...
Approaching Stargate.
Defeated! Fern.
Autopilot jumping. Stargate. Warp drive active.
For the Queen!
It feels so good to be a hero.
I hope you remember this. I gave it a shot playing by the rules. Now, I'm gonna have to start breaking them.
Very openly gay flag here.
The Fate Maker wields great power in the face of evil. It feels like something lost long ago has been found again. It feels like...
I was just hoping there might be a
Stargate.
machine here, but I guess not.
Autopilot jumping.
Brilliantly done. Over here, Fate Maker.
Warping
I
to
like the
Stargate.
companion. He looks
Warp drive
awesome.
active.
He looks really special, actually. He looks awesome.
You saved us all, Fate Maker. You are the hero of Brighthoof.
Hey, I got an achievement.
About this bloody Dragon Lord business. I'm sure the Queen will be eager to meet our new Fate Maker in person. The castle gates are right over there.
The Queen herself. Oh, I can hardly wait.
The gates of Her Majesty's castle swing open as though they anticipated your arrival. And then you hear the clop of perfect hooves upon the cobblestones. They belong to the most goodest, majesticest ruler ever seen by mortal eyes.
Approaching Stargate.
Queen Butt Stallion!
Her magnificence. It just washes over you, man.
Yes, I feel it. It's fizzy.
You spilled your soda.
Yes, I did, and it was in honor of the Queen.
Autopilot jumping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll tell.
Warping to Stargate.
Yeah, okay. So,
Warp drive
she says
active.
you are the bravest Fate Maker the Wonderlands has seen in generations. But though you have pushed back the Dragon Lord's attack, his downfall can only be brought about by one thing. You must go and retrieve
the Sword of Souls!
I was getting to that! Yeah, it's a Sword of Souls. Although, thank you, Valentine, for paying attention to the exposition.
The Sword of Souls is the coolest weapon in the whole game. Are we really getting that?
I mean, if you complete the quest, yeah.
I'll murder this whole quest and everyone in it. I want that sword.
Intense, but it's in the right spirit. Mostly.
Approaching Stargate.
I can't believe I'm up XP after a death. I thought I was down. I was down. I was down. I'm actually up. Alright, more dark clusters at 3301. My silver ingots didn't sell. Oh my god. They will sell. Oh yeah. I guess I'll have to wait. And that's alright. But yeah. And oh yeah, that's dumb. Yeah. I guess I'm good, except for I do want to post the trousers. $7,569.01. Nice. And 6 cotton cloth and 2 mithril beast coins. A silver ingot. Try to get as much money as I can get coming in here. I could go lower on the silver ingots, but I know it will go up in price. I know it will. Right as I get up in the morning, it'll go up in price. So anyways, yeah, I think that's everything that I need to put on sale.
Her Majesty says that the Sword of Souls is hidden in the Shattergrave Barrow. She will be reaching there personally for you.
Would you say we're being...
I'ma mess you up real good and proper like.
It's a Cheeto. Disgusting. Okay, I'm certain to have saved here. I like the frame rate, I like the graphics, I like the guns and all of it. I like this game. I think I like it more than Borderlands 3. Okay, that part of it is good. Let's see if I have any money. Hopefully there's some money here. Yeah, like some money. Yeah. A little bit of money, and when all of those things sell, It's like 120 grand or something, I think. But like, yeah, they'll have to sell though. But so we'll see how it goes. And tomorrow I'll probably level Thief. I'll probably go like do an XP party on Thief. Oh, I have a whole nother stack of ice clusters. So I can just post those. Yeah, nice. I guess I will go back and post those. That's another 10 grand. Nice. Wing crystals. And see if there's anything else in here that's... Nope. Okay, and we'll go sell those clusters real quick. And that concludes my business. Don't ask me about this anymore.
Autopilot jumping. Autopilot disabled. Warp drive active.
Nice, and I'm through quickly, which is good. No, it's the shader.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Blood Stallion slab. Well, I made it through low sec. That's good. That really cut my trip in half, kind of. Alright, I will stop here and come back and water my plants in the morning and all that, and go to bed. It has been a wonderful session. I have been at this for 15 hours to the minute, 15 hours and 1 minute. And so, yep, that's about an hour longer than I normally do. And this was a fun session. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, and just a reminder, guys, you've been watching Skycat Live. And thank you so much for your time. And my website is skycat.live. I'm a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Click on the cast face to donate, or come to my Twitch and sub to me. And thank you so much for your time. This 15-hour video in its entirety will be uploaded to my channel right now as I end the video, and you can come back and see everything that you saw here in the morning. And after a day, this entire session will be on my channel, and you can go back and watch it. And I don't know why, but YouTube wouldn't start my channel today, so I got no views at all, and that's cute. So anyways, I was trying to be consistent, but YouTube fucked me today, which is cute. But anyways, so thank you so much for your time, and I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a bit. Bye.